What's up YouTube? Trav here. Thank you guys so much for your support on the last video. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect, obviously talking about a topic like that, but you guys have been incredibly supportive and encouraging, and I honestly was just blown away by the responses you guys gave me. I had literally over 100 comments and not a single one of them was negative. So thank you guys so much for all your support. I don't know, it made my day. It made my day yesterday and today, and it's just super encouraging. So thank you guys so much. You guys are just awesome. You guys are actually awesome. So thank you so much. But today's video, we are talking about Shen and where I have been having the most success, what lane, and then I'm going to talk about the runes within that lane. So yeah, that's the content for today's video. But as you guys know, Shen was pretty much a support champion at the beginning of the season. He was played a lot support in solo queue and also in pro play, and he was the second highest win rate support there for a few weeks, and then fell down a little bit, and now he is like a 46% win rate support. So he has fallen off drastically. He went from like the number 2 spot to the 25th spot, so he is not in a good spot for support anymore, and like the numbers say, I have been losing a lot of games with Shen support. So I do not play Shen support anymore. Jungle is a role that I used to always play to get to Diamond, and then after that I would switch to top lane. And that's kind of still true. Shen jungle, I cannot win a game to save my life. Part of it's just the meta. Like, heavy gank junglers right now are just so strong, like Kha'Zix and Nidalee and champions like that. So if you're playing a really passive champion like Shen, and you're not ganking pre-6, you're going to have a really rough time, and your team's probably going to get behind most likely. So I'm not able to make an impact on the game of Shen jungle, so that eliminates those two, which leaves top lane. Top lane right now is the best role for Shen in my experience. Now there are going to be one tricks out there who can play jungle, can play support and do really well, especially if they're duo, but for solo queue, in my experience, top lane has been my highest win rate by far. For the first like few hundred games, I guess for the first like 200, however many games I've played this season on this account, I had a 48% win rate overall, which I still do. And with Shen, so obviously below 50% for one trick, that is horrendous. That being said, that is all support and jungle gameplay. I just started playing top lane last week, and since I've been playing Shen top lane in Diamond, I have a 67% win rate with Shen, and almost overall, but my win rate has been climbing steadily, so that is really good. So it shouldn't take us too much longer to get above 50 overall and with Shen. So we did cave, we did go back to top lane, because honestly that is where I am doing the most damage with Shen. My KDA has gone up drastically, my win rate has gone up drastically, like everything is just better Shen top lane. Now that being said, you are going to have a really rough time in laning phase. Pretty much every champion kind of dumpsters you in lane, but that's okay. Shen is not meant to have a good laning phase. You just need to turtle as much as you can, back and TP to lane if you have to. Just stay alive, and then once you hit level 6, impact the map, help your team out, get objectives. So looking at the runes that I have been running for Shen top lane. Now, as you guys know, I tend to pick a rune page and stick with it regardless of the matchup, and this is my go-to page for Shen top lane. As you can see, we're running Grasp. It's pretty much the best rune all the time if you can proc it, because it gives you damage, it gives you HP, which is sustain, or lifesteal, which is sustain, and it also gives you HP on proc, so that is very nice. I will say though, if I'm in a ranged matchup where I won't be able to proc it that much against like a Teemo or some other ranged champion where I'm not going to be proccing Grasp very often, I will bring Aftershock, because you're already playing for the team fight, so you might as well have the better rune for the team fights. It's going to make you tankier, and it's going to deal AoE damage, so it's very nice to have if you can't proc Grasp. But I would take Grasp 100% of the time in the matchups that you can take it, which there's very few matchups where you can't proc Grasp, but Teemo is one of those that's kind of difficult to proc it on. Vladimir can be difficult, just anyone that's got range and escape and can keep you from autoing them. Like Vladimir can pull if you taunt in, and Teemo can blind you and you can't proc it. So champions like that, when you commit to like an all-in with your taunt and then you still can't auto attack them, that's a big bummer. So that is when I would take Aftershock, but most of the time I run Grasp. Bone plating for the second one. Final Life not going to help you in lane that much. Demolish, you're never going to be pushed to the enemy tower. You shouldn't be as Shen, because you should be suffering in lane pretty hard because he's not very good at laning. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of running Demolish on Shen just because you're not going to proc it most likely until after laning phase is over already. Or until, sorry, my thoughts got jumbled up there. You're not going to proc it in laning phase, which means the whole benefit of getting Demolished to get First Blood Tower is not going to be there because you're not going to be able to use it until after laning phase, and that's usually after a tower has already been taken. So, not really going to benefit much there. Granted, you can still use the late game, or mid game and late game, but I'd rather have Bone Plating. It helps you stay alive in lane, it helps you turtle early, and then it buys you time to get to Conditioning, which gives you scaling armor and MR, which is very, very nice. I am sad they put Second Wind in this tier with Conditioning, because I used to run both. Now you got to pick one, so I pick Conditioning. And down here is something I never thought I would run, mainly because I just didn't think it would be that good, but Unflinching is so good. I never really thought about it, but you very rarely have both summoners up with Shen. Either your flash is down or your teleport is down. And teleport's a very long cooldown, so you're almost always going to get that 10% tenacity, and then 20 if you don't have both. So that is very, very nice. And if you didn't know, tenacity does not cap. So you can get Merc Treads, you can get Unflinching, you can get Legend Tenacity if you want to run it. I don't in this rune setup, but Legend Tenacity, and then you can get Sterk's Gauge if you want. You can just stack tenacity and just not be affected by CC like at all. So it's very, very nice. But yeah, that's something I switched to recently in the last week, and I've been having a lot of success with it. And then the second page, you guys know, nothing new here. It gives you the extra HP and inspiration, which is very nice to have, especially in early laning phase. Magical Footwear saves you some money, so you can get the Sunfire earlier, you can get Tiamat earlier, whatever you need to get. And it also gives you 10 more movement speed, which is nice for Shen. And then this one, Minion Dematerializer. Now, I used to take Biscuits, and I used to take Cosmic Insight, and the new one, Time War Conic, but it's hard to get away from Minion Dematerializer because Shen has a really tough time farming under tower. Why won't this thing go away? Go away. What? Okay. Regardless, Shen has a really tough time farming under tower early because you can't back hit the last hit the back wave. Man, I cannot talk today. But you can't last hit the back minions with the tower hits, especially early. So the extra damage and just the proc itself will help you CS a lot earlier. And then obviously once you get procs off, you do a lot more damage to minions, and it helps you last hit and push waves and all that good stuff. And if you want, you can save a couple for if the enemy team gets Baron and they get a banner, you can save it for that. I usually don't do that. I usually just proc it evenly, get 5% damage increase to all minion types, and just shove lanes. But you can save one. The main reason I don't save it is because it takes an inventory slot, and I usually use all those. But yeah, that is my current rune setup. I have been winning a lot more games with Shen top lane, obviously, and it's been going pretty well. It's been going pretty well. 67% win rate since I switched to top lane, which is much better than 48% win rate. And then on this account, this is my actually this is my very first account I ever made. But we are doing an unranked to Diamond Series Shen only. Obviously, I haven't played that many games. I got 9 wins. I actually got placed higher than I finished last season on this account, which is funny. But yeah, we got placed in Gold 5, which is pretty cool. We'll take it. But we're going to plan on getting this account to a Diamond playing only Shen, which is what I will be doing in the next few weeks. Last season, it took me about 3.5 weeks to go from Silver 1, I think, to Diamond. So we're already at Gold 5, which is good. The bummer about this, though, it is technically not fresh MMR. So I won't skip divisions, even though like I have a 75% win rate. I won't skip divisions, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do unranked to Diamond on this account. I know I just said I would, but now that I think about it, it'd be better to do it on a different account. I actually have a level 30 account with fresh MMR that I leveled that I haven't played on yet, so I may use that account instead. That way I can skip divisions, and it'd be a lot faster, but I don't know. We'll see. Either way, I'm going to be doing a climb to Diamond on a different account because I already have my main account to Diamond. So that is the plan, but that's all I got for you guys today. Man, I've been stuttering a lot recently, but we're getting there, guys. We're grinding through it. But thank you so much once again for all your support. You guys are incredible. As always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We are getting very close to 20,000 subscribers. We're at like 19,000 800 and something. We'll hit 20K by the weekend, hopefully. Obviously, dealing with stuff and not uploading, growth has significantly been hindered, but that will change once I start uploading again, so that is very good. But yeah, I'm rambling right now. But thank you guys for watching. Have a lovely rest of your ninja flippin' day.